Bear with me. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, my name's Mack. I'm a 21-year-old singer-songwriter from Nova Scotia, Canada. So today I wanted to talk about a perspective shift that I've had recently. So basically over the past couple weeks, I've noticed a negative character trait in me. I compare myself so much to other people, especially since doing this job and building a career in music. I find myself comparing myself to established artists, other emerging artists. And I mean, I've been comparing my voice, my style, how far along I am, how many monthly listeners I have on Spotify, how many followers I have on TikTok, how many likes, if I get 3 likes or 3 million likes in a reel. I'm just constantly stressed out and constantly comparing myself. And I think a large portion of that is social media. And I think that I spend a lot of my time creating content for social media. And I just think that that alone creates an aspect of my life where I'm always comparing myself. So if anybody else, content creators, singer-songwriters, etc., if you guys feel like that, you're definitely not alone. It's definitely a common feeling. And I think comparing yourself to people is human. I think that that's instinctually how our brains work, and that's valid. But I find myself doing it to a detriment lately, to my detriment, to such an extreme, and just feeling so low and so down. Anyway, I noticed this trait and this happening to me so much, and I brought this up to my therapist, and she said something that is profound and incredible, and I wanted to share on here. Stop comparing yourself to other people and compare yourself to yourself. Stop comparing yourself to other people and what their stories are and how unique their voice is, because at the end of the day, I've not lived their life and I've not walked in their footsteps. You have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. You have no idea what they've had to do to get there. She said compare myself to my past self, to who I was a year ago or 2 years ago. And that got me thinking about the fact that 2 years ago, I was working in retail. I was in university, which I hated. I hated everything about my life. I was unhappy. I was depressed. I was horrible to be around. And now I'm creating my own business. I am having incredible business opportunities with music that I just never even thought possible. I'm releasing music. I have a decent following on social media, on TikTok, and I just genuinely, I should be proud of myself. And I think that that is where I struggle with, is I should be happy for myself. If you told me this time last year that I would have over 20,000 followers on TikTok, that I would have had some of the opportunities that I've had, that I would still be doing this full time, I would have thought you were crazy. I would have been ecstatic and so excited. But I think that I'm constantly worried with the future. Okay, I got to 25,000, but can I get to 100,000? Oh, can I get to 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify? Or can I do this? Or can I do that? Or whatever the case is. And I think that I've realized over the past couple of weeks that I will not be fulfilled and will not be genuinely happy until I change that mindset, until I realize I'm always going to have a goal. There's always going to be something I can do more of, to do better of. But if I let that define my happiness, I'm always going to be chasing adrenaline, chasing a constant high, chasing that. And I'm always going to have disappointment. I'm always going to feel let down when I don't achieve that, or when I don't achieve that as fast as I want to. I think that I'm a very goal-oriented person, if you can relate to that. I like lists, and I like organization, I like goals, and I like dreams, and I like doing all of those things. And I think that for me, having tangible milestones makes me feel like I'm doing something right. But I have hit a lot of milestones this year. I have succeeded at a lot of my goals. And I think that I should be proud of that instead of just constantly, well, what's next? And what does next year bring, and the year after that? Will I ever win a Grammy? Will I ever be able to open my women's shelter? Will I ever be able to do this? So today I want to share with you guys 2 of the reasons I got into music in the first place, and 2 things that I want to look forward to and be excited about, and that kind of put things more in perspective for me. So with my music, I've always wanted to create a women's shelter. When I'm big, when I'm famous or whatever, I want to create a women's shelter for DV victims and SA victims. I think that would be so impactful. I want to have enough awareness and enough of a platform to be able to create that. And this shelter would be providing housing, providing income, providing jobs, providing security to women. And the second thing I always wanted to do with my music, and one of the reasons I got into it, was because growing up, my family didn't have a lot of money. One of the things I want to do is create a scholarship fund for families who are struggling and in need. Have a certain amount that I can give out a year of people that I could give enough to cover their expenses, to cover their rent, to do those things. Those are the 2 big things I want to do. And yes, in there is I want to win a Grammy, I want to be recognized as like one of the best songwriters. Yes, I'd love to do that. But like the two core things that are why and why I do this is to create a community, to create a safe place, because I never felt like I had a safe place growing up. For my platform on social media, with my fans, with my live shows, I've always just wanted to create a safe, loving community for people because I so desperately needed one growing up. When I was able to kind of shift my mindset to, okay, this is why you got into it, like remembering my why, things will happen in their time. Like good things will happen, and things will happen when and how they're meant to. So I feel like trying so hard and being so stressed out, it just does a disservice to you. And honestly, like if you're always chasing the next thing and the next level, like I think that's amazing. But if you're doing it and stressing yourself and just stressing yourself out, what's the point, right? Like what's the point in having goals if when you hit those goals, you can't enjoy them? So I think I'm going to try to remember that, and I think you should too. So hopefully this allowed you to think about changing your perspective a little bit, because I know that so many of us are so hard on ourselves. And I'm very much a person who's very hard on myself, always want to do more, I always want to prove myself. And the truth is, I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I'm just like learning to trust the process, learning to trust the universe, and learning to trust that things will happen in their own time. I hope that this is helpful or somebody gained something from this. I don't know, but I appreciate all your love, all your support. Definitely make sure to share this video with a friend, like, comment, save, all the things. It really does help out so much. Subscribe to this channel. Make sure to go follow my TikTok and my Instagram, and make sure to go follow me on Spotify. That would really help. And download my songs. We post new videos on here every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Atlantic time or 2 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.